Hey everybody. I've been doing this online code class for approximately 2 semesters now. I'm so used to doing it in class. And I've been doing it for like 15, 20 years. And I realized I haven't done a gas sizing exercise yet online, at least recorded anyways. I just do it in class. So this is going to be an exercise in sizing a gas system. I just drew one together, and it's going to be both the longest length and the branch length method. Okay, so let's just go ahead and let's get started. We have the drawing. It was the same one that we did. Let me shorten this up for shrink me and move me out of the way. So we have this, which is the sizing exercise that I drew. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to work on this. And the first one we're going to do is the longest length. So we'll draw the longest length in there. So let's do some measurements here. Let's put 10 feet, 5, 50, 5 feet, 5 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet, 30 feet. So, sorry, excuse me, this 30-foot run right here, that's this and the 90. So in other words, each one of these lengths is the distance between the T's. Okay, you see this T here and T, 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 right? And then the last run for each of these, 10, 15, and we'll do another 8, just to be different. So now we have all these distances, right? And these are in feet, okay? The longest length method takes the distance from the meter to whichever outlet we have at its longest length. And you measure the entire system out based on that one length, okay? So if we did all the math and we added everything up, you got 10 feet plus 5 feet, that's 15 feet to the Renai tankless. So we'll put 15 here since we're doing that, right? Then you have 10, 50, that's 60, 65, 70. So we have 70 feet to the forced air unit. So we'll put 70. And we got 73 to the dryer. Okay. So that's what? It's 50, 60, 70, 80 feet to the range. So we'll put an 80 there. Actually, that's not the best place to put the 80. Let's erase that. We'll put the 80 up here. Okay. So you got 70, 120 for the barbecue. So we'll put 120 up here. And you've got 110, 118 for the fireplace. And you've got 125 for the wall heater. So of all of these distances, the ones that are in orange, which one's the most? The water heater, the wall heater, right? So we have a wall heater at 125 feet. So we're going to go ahead and we'll put this right here for right now. And that's the distance we're banking on, is 125 feet. Okay. Now, if you notice, and we'll go ahead and change the color here to something blue. Nice teal, that works. So you notice here we have BTUs of 199,000 BTUs for the Renai tankless water heater. This is an RL75 exterior natural gas, EN, exterior natural gas. So we're pushing 199,000 BTUs out of a tankless water heater. You have over here a forced air unit at 110,000 BTUs. And you have a wall heater at 50,000 BTUs. What's missing are the BTUs for the fireplace, the barbecue, the range, and the dryer. If you go, and we're going to shift this over a little bit Here, hold on one sec. Move this over here. Okay, so we're going to go to table 1208.4.1. That is going to give us the BTU ratings for typical appliances, okay? We have, what were we looking for? The range. Okay, so we have cooking appliances, the range. So the range, this guy right here, is 65,000 BTUs. What else was missing? We also had the dryer. And we also had the barbecue. And we also had the fireplace. So we take these and we put them, these measurements in BTUs, we put them over here. So for the barbecue, what did we have at the barbecue? Barbecue was 40,000 BTUs. So for the barbecue, we write 40,000. What did we have for the fireplace? For the fireplace, we had 40,000. So we go back over here and we write for the fireplace, 40,000. For the range, back over to the table, the range is 65,000. So we write 65K. And last but not least, the dryer. And the dryer gives us 35,000 BTUs. So over here at the dryer, we write 35K. Those are all of our BTUs. That's how many BTUs we need for this entire system. So we're looking at 50,000 here, 40,000, 40,000, 65, 110, 35, and 199. But you see over here where it says outlet A is equal to how much CFH? Our code book doesn't size the system out based on BTUs. It bases everything on cubic feet per hour, CFH. So we have to go and we have to, we'll change the color one more time. Let's go with like a dark red, because now we're going to start getting into a much better, close that up. So we do everything on CFH. So what we have to do is calculate, in this example, we have it right here, 1,000 BTUs per cubic foot of gas, okay? So that information gets you get that information. You get that information from the gas company, okay, your local gas authority. They'll tell you exactly how much BTUs a cubic foot of gas provides, okay? BTU is British thermal units. So knowing this, and I use this because it's a simple example, you take your BTUs and you divide it, okay? You divide it by 1,000, and that gives you how many cubic feet you have. So for an example, let's do this, and let's open this and minimize this. Boom, and open this on this side. Okay, so we have, again, move me over here. So let's take the 40,000 BTU barbecue. So if we have 40,000, we're going to divide that by 1,000, and that's going to give us 40. So for a 40,000 BTU appliance, it takes 40 CFH. Okay, it's pretty basic using the 1,000. So, because I mean, shoot, we could have done it just as easy as just canceling out 3 zeros and ended up with 40. We wouldn't even have had to done the math. But a lot of times, some of the local authorities have 1,100 BTUs per CFH, and that can kind of get a little, that kind of sucks, because then you really have to do the math. So, all right. Now, back to this. Knowing that I take my 50,000 BTUs for the wall heater and divide it by 1,000, oh, we should do this. We should do this. One thing I didn't do. B, C, D, E, F, and G. Okay. Wall heater A, 50,000 BTUs. So outlet A requires 50 CFH. Outlet B, 40,000 BTUs, that's 40 CFH. C, 40,000 BTUs, 40 CFH. Hold on a second. Make that a much better 4. There. Let's see, outlet D, 65 CFH. Outlet E, 110 BTUs. That's going to give us 110,000 BTUs. That's going to give us 110 CFH. F, 35,000, so that gives us 35 CFH. And then outlet G, last and definitely not least, is the Rinnai tankless for 199 CFH. Okay, that gives us a total CFH of 19. Carry the 1, so that makes it 10, 20, 24, 33, and carry the 3, and it's 439 CFH. No, that is not right. It is way more than that. It's 539, right? So you have 10, 19, 10, 20, 20, 21, 24, 33. Okay, yep, that's a 5, not a 4. Ah, there you go. 539 CFH total, okay? What was the distance we had? So the distance, and let's see, for sizing, we'll do a lovely green. I like green. Green's a good color. Okay, so now we're going to fill in these boxes, right? Because it says that each box provides the size based on the longest length method. So we have a length of 125 feet. Now it's time to go over to this table. And this table, which is 1216.21, is actually 1215, okay? And it's 12, what is it? This is for the 2018, okay? 2018 is 1215 point, I think it's still 0.2. Yeah, still 0.2. Okay, so what ended up happening was when they went from the 2015 to the 2018, they actually got rid of one section. So we're in 1215 instead of 1216. That's why I crossed it off. You'll notice that here it says natural gas less than 2 psi, half an inch of water column pressure drop, specific gravity of 0.6, and we're also using schedule 40 metallic pipe. Inlet pressure, -2 or less than 2 pounds of pressure. Pressure drop, 0.5 inches of water column, specific gravity 0.6. Schedule 40 black iron pipe, 1,000 BTUs. That was your CFH. So we're going to be using this chart. Here we have the length. And if you remember, we're looking at 125 feet, right? So we're going to go to 125. And this guy right here is what we're going to be going off of, okay? If you noticed also, we have a total CFH of 539. So that would be down here at the meter, right? So a total CFH of 539 is going to be, I wish it would be here, but for 1.5-inch pipe, so your nominal pipe size is right here, right there. 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1 inch, 1.25 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inch, 2.5, blah, 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 blah. So each one of these provides a maximum amount of cubic feet of gas per hour. And this was all based on cubic feet of gas per hour, right? So each section of this piping is going to have a certain amount of CFH to it. We already know that the meter here has 539 CFH, okay? So knowing that, through this table, 539 is going to give us 2-inch pipe, because at 1.5 inch, the maximum allowed is 532 CFH, right? So now we have to go to 1020, or the maximum of 1020 CFH. So our gas supply going into this house is 2-inch, okay? Now, we know this, okay? We start from the very back and we just add as we go, okay? So back here, we're sitting at 50. Let's do this real quick so we don't have to jump back and forth. We'll go 1/2 inch equals 44, 3/4 equals 92. So we got 44, 92, 173, 355. See, I already forgot. 173, 355. 173, 355. So that's half. That's 3/4. And then it's 1 inch. And then it's 1.25 inches. Right? And then 1.5 inches is 532, which will not come into play really, I don't think. So 1.5 inches is 532. Okay, so this is going to help us out while we do this. Over here at the wall heater, we have 50,000 BTUs, or outlet A has 50 CFH, which puts me at 3/4 inch pipe. Okay. We're going to run 3/4, even though the outlet for that wall heater is 1/2 inch. You run 3/4 all the way to maximize the amount of CFH allotted for that wall heater. Okay. The fireplace, 40,000 or 40, that can be 1/2 inch. Now, what about this guy right here? We're going to be carrying 40 plus 50, so this is going to be 90 CFH. Okay, for this run of pipe, because it has both outlet A and C on it. Okay, so at 90, we're still looking 3/4. 3/4. 40, outlet B, 40 CFH, 1/2 inch pipe. Okay, number 30, which is this whole run right here, we're carrying A, B, and C. So A, B, and C is 50 plus 80 is 130 CFH. So we got 130 CFH. That's going to put us at 1 inch pipe, because 1 inch pipe is 173. So we put 1 inch. This piece of pipe here for the range, this guy right here, we're looking at 65, so that's going to be at a range of 3/4 for 92. So this is going to be 3/4. Mostly because 1/2 inch is maximum 44. Can't do it. It won't work. So we have to go up with 1/2 inch. So we have 130 CFH on this piece of pipe. And as it's getting closer to the meter, that means this piece of pipe is going to be feeding D, B, C, and A. So this is going to be a total of 195 CFH. Okay. So at 195 CFH, we're running 1.25 inches. So this is going to be 1.25 inches. Okay. Let's see, the forced air unit is 110,000 BTUs. So this is going to be, see this piece of pipe right here, this little piece right here, this piece is only feeding that forced air unit. And that's 110 CFH, which means it's going to be having in that piece of pipe 110 CFH, which is the same as 1-inch pipe. Okay, so that's 1 inch. The dryer, which is 35 CFH, that's going to be 1/2 inch, because 1/2 inch goes all the way up to 44 CFH. This piece of pipe, the little piece here that runs for E and F, is going to be 145 CFH, and 145 CFH is still 1-inch pipe. Okay, now we have, what did I say we had? 145 here plus 195, that's 240 CFH. Okay, so 240 CFH for this 50-foot run. That's how many CFH are in here, because it's feeding everything in this house except for the tankless water heater. So at 240, that's 1.25 inches. So that's going to be 1.25 inch line. Right on. And then this guy over here, which is feeding 199,000 BTUs or 199 CFH, is going to be 1.25 inches. Okay. So there you have it. You sized out everything based on the longest length. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and look at the branch length method. Okay. So if we do the branch length method, something's going to change. So let's go ahead. Let's erase this part. And we'll use a different color. Let's use a, I'm going to spend 10 minutes trying to find a color. This is ridiculous. Okay, let's use a dark blue. Okay, so now we're going to do the branch length. The branch length method. The only thing that's going to change is each branch, aside from the main, is going to be sized in its own distance, okay? So that means from the meter all the way, so from here, all the way to here, that's all going to stay at 125 feet, because that's considered the main. But here you have these little pieces here, the fireplace, that's a branch. The barbecue, that's a branch. The range, that's a branch. This little guy over here, this is a branch. The Renai tankless, that's a branch. So now everything's going to change slightly, okay? We are not going to need any of this anymore, because now we're changing things up a little bit. Okay. So now if we go over here and we take a look at this distance, we have to now look at, There we go. Bring it all the way down here. Minimize that. Now, we're not looking at this stuff anymore. Let's erase all this, make it easier to see. We're going to start looking at something a little bit different. We're going to be looking at these distances. So we have a distance of, let's do B first, all right? The barbecue, 120 feet. So now we're going to change our distance off of this table. Nope, we're still pushing 125. So at 125, it's still going to stay the same. So this one, no change, still ½ inch. At 118, you're still pushing the 125 because this is your 100 feet. 100 feet's not long enough, got to go 125. So that's going to stay. So this one stays the same, no change. Let's try the range. The range has a distance of 80 feet at 65 CFH. So let's see if it changes the size. We'll see. So we're looking at 80 feet, 65, right? So here's 80 feet. And at ½ inch pipe, the maximum is 56 CFH. So yeah, we're still pushing 3/4 to the range. So that's still 3/4, no change. Here we have a forced air unit at 70 feet and the dryer at 73. They're coming off the same, they're coming off at a different branch. So this is 73 feet, this is 70 feet. The table has a shutoff at 70 and 73. So one of them is going to be measured at 80, the other one's going to be measured at 70, right? Okay. So at 70, the cutoff for ½ inch pipe is 60 CFH. The forced air unit, 110,000. So you got 60, 126. Well, the good news is for the forced air unit, this is no longer 1 inch. It's 3/4. And again, this is the branch length method, okay? So the branch length method is the most detailed of the two sizing methods because it really gets down to each individual one based on distance from the meter. Whereas the longest length takes the one distance, which is the furthest, and just kind of oversizes everything. And you can see that prevalent here with the forced air unit having to be cut down from 1 inch to 3/4. Is that significant? Not really. The dryer, it's going to stay ½ inch, but let's look at it. 73 feet, 35 CFH. 73 feet puts you at 80 feet, which is 56 CFH. So, okay. Looking at this one here where it was 1 inch, this is going to be 145 CFH, right? But you're going to measure it off the 80-foot distance because it's part of the 80-footer for the main line of this set. So this is a sub main, okay, running at 80. So 80 feet, 117. No, still looking at 1 inch pipe. So that doesn't change, but this guy did, so that's good. The Renai tankless water heater, we're looking at 15 feet from the main, 199,000 BTUs. Do you think it's still going to be 1 1/4 inch, or do you think it might be shorter and smaller, a smaller size pipe? Let's take a look. 15 feet puts you at 20, right? ½ inch pipe, 118, 3/4 inch pipe, 247. Well, this guy's running at 199 CFH. So we can go all the way from 1 1/4 inch down to a 3/4 line using the branch length method. So this last 5-foot run to a tankless water heater can be installed at 3/4 inch based on the branch length method. That is a huge bonus for us. Huge, right? So that is essentially how you size based on the longest length and the branch length. Go ahead and watch this video a few times back and forth because I know I kind of talked really fast through it and it's probably really difficult to read these scribbles, but there you go. That's how you do it, and that's it. I'll see you on the next video.